And now for the movie that put the X in X-Men. Somebody has to have made that joke before, right?
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Go get some.
You gonna do a superhero landing? Wait for it. Woo! Superhero landing. Yeah, that's really hard on your knees. Totally impractical. They all do it.
Deadpool stars Ryan Reynolds as the foul-mouthed, wisecracking, morally bankrupt superhero Deadpool. Of course, he'd never call himself a superhero. The internet has been clamoring for this movie for a while now, proving once again, sometimes you not only get the superhero you want, you also get the superhero you deserve. Here are 5 things you might want to know about Deadpool. Number 1, we'll start with a caution that everybody knows is coming. Yeah, this is a hard R, rated R Marvel film, which is interesting because most Marvel movies, superhero films, aim for that PG-13 demographic. Teens can love it, adults can love it, some older kids can even love it. Not this one. Nope, it's just for the adults. They push the limits on every single aspect of that R rating as they can. It's also interesting because it's an X-Men movie in this X-Men universe, but you're not used to seeing this universe in this way. In fact, here's my thing. You're going to come out of this having seen and heard many things you never thought you would see and hear in a superhero film. And here's the crazy part about it. It kind of works. Now, the key to this, in my opinion, has to be Ryan Reynolds. He was made to play Deadpool. Not the version we got in X-Men Origins Wolverine or wherever Deadpool first came in. No, this is the Deadpool he was meant to be. It perfectly fits his wittiness, his acerbic sense of humor, his worldview. You can just feel that he embodies who this character is and really gets that sense of humor in a way that makes it play almost perfectly on the screen. I also think it works because it is the perfect time for a movie like this. With our Reddit culture and this idea of memeing, Deadpool feels like a meme superhero, if you know what I mean. A lot of it has to do with how clever these jokes are and how the breaking of the fourth wall stuff, where he talks to the audience, how the interesting self-referential aspects of both being in a movie and talking about the movie at the same time. A lot of that stuff is really clever. I will say in just a couple moments, I thought they went a little bit too far with that. I feel like the self-referential stuff got a little bit distracting and confusing, just a couple places. But for the most part, I think they walk that tightrope very, very well. And all of that comes together to create a very funny experience. This is a hilarious movie. And what's interesting is it's not because it's vulgar that it's hilarious. A lot of modern comedies rely on the vulgarity, the pushing the limits, the over-the-top stuff to be the humor. I don't think that's where the humor comes from in this movie. I think the seed of the humor in this movie is very smart. And I love that. So I'm laughing because the jokes are intricate and interesting and self-referential. And that's different to them just being vulgar, which they certainly are. Having said all that, it is not a perfect film. There are a lot of flaws in this thing. Once the shine wears off of getting exactly the Deadpool movie that a lot of people wanted, I think you'll start to see some of these flaws come to the surface. It's not very deep. The plot is really paper thin. There's not much to it to keep you interested there. Plus it has the typical superhero movie issues of convenient powers that work sometimes and don't work in other times because the plot needs them to be that way. The CG is a little distracting at times. I think once the shine wears off this thing, I think people begin to see it as a good movie, not a great movie. Overall, that's where I land on Deadpool. It is a good film, not a great film. It's hilarious, clever. Ryan Reynolds is wonderful, and it's exactly the kind of Deadpool movie they wanted to make and people have been clamoring for. However, those flaws are enough for me to bring it down to a B. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, click the info button up here for some interesting stuff. You can see other reviews that have happened here at Your Movie Friend. You will also see a way to support the channel, go to the website, those kind of things. And I think I'm going to put a poll in there now. They're doing polls in there. we'll probably do a poll on the best ever challenge. So you can actually pick yours up by clicking that little button right up there. Also follow me on Periscope every Monday. I do a Monday movie scope and do that with live questions, all those kind of fun stuff. That's at 5 o'clock Central. So follow Aaron Dicer. And you can also subscribe to the podcast. That's SiftPop, SiftPop, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you do your podcast thing. All right, on to the best ever challenge where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. Let's just go with the best Ryan Reynolds movie ever. Mine is the one where hopefully he will never have to do it again. Scratch on wood. Take a guess at mine in the comments. Also leave your choice there as well. Feel free to vote in the poll. As always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe. Just click the subscribe logo right down in this corner. Almost called it a glogo. If you put like little glowing stuff on it, it could be a glogo. Maybe I'll make a glogo, but for now, click the logo.